Hello, welcome back to Sample Chapters. I'm reading you excerpts from my book entitled Why You Make God Smile Despite Your Faults and Weaknesses, Volume 2. You know, best friends can sometimes become enemies. Imagine you had somebody who you were really close to, and all because of some political disagreement, they became your worst enemy, and they actually hated you, wished evil upon you, and actually applauded and rejoiced when members of your family were attacked. Years ago, the Hutus and the Tutsis in Rwanda, they couldn't blame white people. They couldn't say it was a racist attack. They're all the same colour, and yet millions of them died because one side hated the other. The Catholics and the Protestants from Northern Ireland, they're all white, yet they're all killing each other. This isn't a black and white issue in the world, it's a difference issue, and a lot of the times it's a political difference. And it's predicted in the Bible that husbands are going to turn against wives, sons are going to turn against fathers, mothers are going to turn against daughters, sisters are going to turn against brothers. And even though that hasn't fulfilled completely, we are seeing snippets of similar things happening with this pandemic, with this vaccine thing. I mean, people are falling out with friends because they don't agree politically about what they think about the vaccine. Is it a vaccine? Is it not? Is it just a jab? Is it poison? Are you foolish for not taking it? I mean, there's so much hatred going on and people are falling out. Years ago, I wrote this snippet that had been inspired by the horrible situation in the world where people, neighbours, just suddenly hate each other. People who were friends are suddenly enemies, and it's creeping up again, all to do with this vaccine misunderstanding and vaccine differences of opinion. So this poem, even though it is doesn't have a good ending, it is actually quite poignant of what could happen today again. We think, oh no, that would never happen, but it did happen. It happened in Kosovo. It's happened at so many places in the world, and mankind hasn't learned the lesson. So this excerpt from my book is entitled The End of the Road, Civil War. Having never had to send my child to bed hungry, travel 8 miles for a litre of water, sleep outside in a foreign country, or see my hometown blown to pieces, I cannot say I know what life is like as a refugee. Greed for land, refusal to share resources, revenge for past killings, prejudice towards foreigners on your soil, and disagreements over religious views can all lead to civil war. In a way, it is worse than international feuds because it is neighbours and friends, and sometimes even families, who are turning against each other. In my mind, I see a man from Kosovo. He has trembling hands and a haunted expression. He doesn't know Jesus personally, so for him it is the end of the road. I thought I knew pain until I saw them shoot my wife. They grabbed her like a piece of meat and took away her life. She fell to the ground. They shouted, "Keep moving south!" Her body bent in agony. Dust flew into her mouth. I jumped down to hold her. Her body looked a wreck. Her eyes had stopped moving. Blood trickled down her neck. I was hit in the stomach with the butt of a gun. They pulled me away. I cried, "Look what you've done!" They laughed as they went and shot her once more. They called me a dog and my beloved a whore. Enjoying their evil, they were full of mirth, telling us all we don't belong on this earth. I looked at the soldier as she lay at his feet. We used to play together as kids in the street. We were once neighbours who looked out for each other. We had him round for Christmas. She nursed his sick mother. I cannot believe what I have become. I stare into space, my heart is so numb. We'll be across the border in just less than a mile. But all I can think of is my dear wife's smile. A victim of an atrocious crime. I couldn't even hold her for one last time. A man pushed his way forwards and came up to me. He said, "See it like this. Your wife is now free. But my girl was abused by 5 soldiers over there. Now she'll never have the children that she wanted to bear. She walks 2 steps, then falls down in pain. She cries day and night that she's going insane. I look at this family. How will they cope? I think of my wife. I've lost all hope. Before this war started, I thought I knew pain, until I saw how people can be so inhumane." Thank you for reading that. I do hope God blesses you and protects you from all the evils that are going on in the world, and that he protects you from COVID. And I do hope that your mind is set on Jesus and your heart is set on Jesus, because we don't know what we are capable of. We really don't know. We are all naturally capable of the most heinous evil without Jesus Christ in our life to help us. And of course, we all know that people have claimed to be Christians and done shameful things. So if you're not a Christian, you're saying, well, Christians are the biggest hypocrites. Yes, you're right. Sometimes they are. But those people were not living with Jesus in their heart. They were just talking. It was just it was just hearsay. It was just, what are you calling it? That word, that phrase. Big talk. Real people, real Christians have Jesus living in them, and they are used by him to bring peace to people, not evil. The most important thing is for you to trust in the Lord, because yes, you cannot trust people, you don't know. And with all this vaccine stuff going on, people are falling out with each other. I'm repeating myself. I don't want to be political. It's not my heart to do political videos, but I just thought that as I was reading excerpts of my chapters from my books, I suddenly thought that that particular poem, that subject, actually does relate to what's happening today, because people are turning against each other, just like happened in Kosovo. And we all know what happened to the Jews and how people turned against them, people who they were friendly with. I'm going to stop rambling now, and I am going to wish you a very, very great weekend if you're watching this Friday, Saturday or Sunday, and if you're not, have an enjoyable rest of the week. Until then, see you soon. Bye bye.